Morning boys. Right, it's up on Tuesday. It's 11 o'clock, 11:05, 24 degrees. It's already really hot. I can feel the heat already. So the course has just finished. Bit of a strange one. It was more focused on people running stuff, red lights, speeding, that kind of things. We had a funny chat because the lady who was running the course asked what I was there for, and I said I undertook a car in a different lane going a different direction, and she screwed her face up and was like, oh. So yeah, whatever, it's done, right? Annoyingly in a busy week when I'd rather be working, but at least it's done and dusted now. So off to work, crack on with the Focus. Need to put the rear right door card back on, and then we need to start doing the front right door, get that finished, get that put back together. We've already got the carpet up on the left side, so I can get the cables run underneath the floors ready to go to the front, and we'll fit the head unit, get that sorted. Once the head unit's in, we start fabricating the boot. So a busy day ahead, and it's already too warm, and I bet the unit, because it's been shut up all morning, is going to be like an oven. Ooh. The searches have come back, paperwork is done. We've got a couple of things to chase up on the new house. So there's 2 sections of land that correspond with our property. It's basically the driveway outside the single garage, the little strip of road, and the stairs and the front lawn area, kind of like the hillside, like the hedgerow. Now that's down as not being owned by the council, not being owned by the landowner currently. It's nobody's, so the searches have come back and it's not actually listed as anyone. Now we are ready to go and ready to go quickly, but the problem we've got now is if we move, that stuff stays in limbo. Nobody knows who owns it, nobody has rights to it. Because the lady has been there now over 10 years, she can claim it as hers. That's how it works in this country. So we're speaking to our solicitor to basically get them to speak to her solicitor to say to her that she needs to get the land put into her name, so we can basically then move in and all of the property's ours, rather than 2 little segments that are no man's land at the minute. So that may delay the house move slightly, maybe by a month, but obviously it means then that we're moving in and we're knowing which bits are ours and which bits aren't ours, rather than this is close, this is not, blah blah blah. So that's happening. So off to work, start the Focus. I'll see you in a bit. Morning buds. Right, so rear quarter is in, done, cables there ready to go, that's fed into the boot, trim is back on, seatbelts back in, bolted. I've not done that one because obviously we need to remove all this garbage and then run our lines front to back. We will be going with signal cables down the middle and power cable down the outside near the loom, okay? But for now, this soft shit can do one because we're not using that. But interestingly, I've just taken off the driver's side door card, and hey ho, look, there's a crossover. Not sure what's the tape for, I don't know, but anyway, so crossover on the door, shitty little speaker cables run into this thing. Tweeter, he's used the factory stuff on this side, so that's interesting. Oh, okay, some factory, some not. What? That's, what the hell is going on there? Okay, we'll have a look at this. So is that, oh, that's disturbed. Yeah, so he's probably gone through the plug. Oh god, I don't know. Anyway, so speaker out inside the door, gonna get the sound treatment done so it's not rattling. See how this thing's been fixed on. It looks like he screwed it, so that's good enough. We'll just check, because those are some hench screws, and the window regulator does move in this vicinity, so I'm just going to check that's not going to foul, because obviously last person that touched it is responsible, and that would be moi. But we'll get doing on this. Ka-chow, ka-chow, ka-chow. We'll put those back on the door card where they're supposed to be. Get some dynamite on this bad boy. I'll see you in a bit, everyone. Ooh, flying clips. Right guys, just a quickie. So we've got our door dismantled. I'm just going through some stuff. He's left some rivets in the door that are drilled out, but they're not removed, so they're loose inside the door. So that's going to be a point of rattle. But also, even more impressive is not only did we have really shitty cable, but he's left the plastic covering on the back of the speaker.
No, God!
Now, you may or may not know, some speakers, depending on the type of speaker, they vent and extinguish heat out through the back of the voice coil, good connections, through this area. And if you have a plastic covering all the way along it, this is not going to get air, which means the voice coil is going to get hot, which means eventually the speaker is going to fail. So let's get this off, because that is not going to do any speakers any favours. It's just, this is just a bit of somebody that doesn't really know what they're doing. If the guy's doing audio, fair enough, or parking sensors, whatever, but he's clearly not a little bit savvy with what this thing means and does. But we'll take it all off. Not sure what all the black glue is around the outside. I'm guessing that's just to stop it rattling, but you know, simple things like removing the plastic cover from the dust cap is really, really important. Anyway, Jodie's here. Let's go to the van. It's a bit warm out here. I've got boob sweat, mate, going on.
Too far!
What's all that about? Right, summer flyer.
In between filling one. There's another one next week.
Okay.
That's obviously the competition you can see.
Like the towel. I've got one of them upstairs. I like the ring. What else we got here?
That's a dry bag, they call it.
Okay.
Must be something to do with putting stuff in it.
Going
The
swimming.
beach, yeah,
Right.
maybe
Okay.
the wet stuff at the beach.
And the bag?
That is a picnic blanket.
Okay.
So it's a picnic blanket. Then you've got your tent, you've got your lilo. Then you can win the watch as well. So anyone who buys anything off it also gets entered to win the watch.
Ah, okay.
It's quite a nice watch. It's not a bad looking watch, to be fair.
Who is it? G-Shock? Oh, Seiko.
It's Seiko, but it's an automatic one.
And we've got, yeah. If you want to order one, part number is that. Very swish. It's got a snap-on on there, look.
Yeah, then you get an extra strap and a button as well.
Okay, so you got a leather one and a rubber.
Rubber, yeah.
Cool. For those that are allergic to animals. That.
That's
Right, cool. So what we got? So we've got some long-handled ratchets, combination Torx, combination Allens, impact extensions, wobbly extensions. Geez Louise, I didn't realise the impact extensions were so pricey.
Yeah.
$440. Wow.
That's for the wobbly sockets, yeah, because they're UJs.
Yeah. And then we've got normal 12. Are they 12-sided?
No, 6-sided.
6-sided, half inch.
Half inch. Yeah.
Okay. And then on the back, what we got? Some air guns.
Some circuit pliers.
Got
Other
them.
ways to win the watch at the same time, and you've got this is your scratch for the tools.
Ask me about ways to win on Seiko watch. So we've got some clamps, spanners, circlips, air tool. Yeah, it's a Diddy one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. The beach towel's nice.
Yeah, it's lovely.
I've got a few of those already.
Yeah.
They do make nice towels. The pictures are good.
Which ones you got? The red ones, or you got those ones?
I've got that. I've got both. I've got a red and white one, and I've got also one of the other picture ones that come out. It's like I think I want to say it was a fun fair kind of thing.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, I think it might be something like that.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Little blow on the ankle.
Yeah, I have got the fan on, and I've got this fan on up here. But yeah.
Have we got anything come in? Other than
those bits, no. Just
no trim tools either. Oh man.
No. Obviously this is the extra large. This is the new box in the van. This is the extra large classic.
Yeah.
So obviously it's
Obviously.
it's taller. It's taller than the normal classic.
Okay.
You get 3 long drills,
Yeah.
and then here as
And then
well.
split in the middle there.
You've got
That's quite deep.
speed
isn't it?
drawer as well. And then this one comes with
Not those. What's
the side bit. Sits on the side.
Oh, okay.
Put all stuff onto it.
Little anodized pieces. That's quite
Yeah.
funky. Gotta love a bit of gotta love a bit of anodizing. It's
There's
nice.
a few more bits. I haven't opened it, which is there and there, which they're all anodized, which is quite nice.
Sweet.
They're the it's in there. So that's what it looks like.
Oh, cool. Look at that.
It sits on the side. So you can put your power tools or whatever else on it.
Yeah,
Gloves
yeah.
still swing, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sick.
Same depth, but just it's same depth, but it's taller.
Yeah.
The normal plastic sits about.
And the coarse top is not as coarse as the older ones.
No,
it's a finer grit.
It's finer grit now. I think they've changed it slightly. I don't know why, but yeah, they changed it. Obviously now you've got the centre bit in them.
Will be all them mechanics ruining their nails and stuff, and they're trying to pick up tools. Shut up.
So yeah, a few bits and pieces.
Cool.
Yeah, you've got your extractors. We're just waiting for the other bits now. Waiting for the tool, the wire, tool harness.
No deliveries then.
I've had a delivery. We've had some bits, but not everything. Yeah, we've had a few bits and pieces delivered,
what a
but no.
nightmare. I was hoping you were going to bring me some trim tools.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
Shit. Ah, dearie, dearie me. What's up? What are you doing to your neck?
Just trying to click it, probably slept on it. I was I got home late on Sunday, so I went to watch the old soccer aid.
Oh yeah, how was it?
It was good. Really good, but I didn't go to like 1:30.
Ooh, late night.
Yes. Never good.
Oh dear. Oh. Alright, cool. Well, not a lot's changed.
No.
Little fly this week, big one next week?
Big one next week, yeah.
Okay, no news on torches or anything?
No, we're still waiting for that.
Right, okay.
We're waiting for...
God, Snap-on really need to pull their finger out.
Did we give you...
You give me a loaner, I've got a green one as a temporary.
That's it, yeah. That was it, yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh well, okay, cool. Honestly, Snap-on, what is going on? I've got myself a little trimmy tool just to get me through in the meantime with a bit of torque on the end of that, but obviously it's mile worthy, so we're going to have to be careful with that. But now to crack back on with focus. It's a short one today because the tools are missing and we've got jobs to do. I need to get this done, get the head unit in and then start building because we're going to run out of days otherwise. See you in a bit. Afternoon boys, how we doing? Oh, it's just after lunch. Temperature needs to bloody bugger off. Honestly, it's got really hot. How are we? So front left door, sorry, front right door is now done. We've got our crossover situated. He's just there. Now, I did investigate the screws that were running into the door, and frankly, that's how long they stuck in the door. They were way too long for my liking, so I've removed them. Now, when you've got moving parts like a regulator and a scissor action going on, it's never good to have anything poking in just in case the window moves or whatever. You just foul the whole operation or go south real quick. So what we've done is we've cable tied the bottom of the crossover onto the wiring harness, and then it's stuck down with Dynamat, and that I can shut the door with it. It ain't going anywhere. But that's solid, it's not going to rattle. Speakers in, cabling's done, this one's finished. We just now need to put the door card back on, and that's this one finished. Jumping on with the head unit, and then we're going to start the boot. But look at this. So 50th anniversary of Kicker. They've sent me a little gift, nice metal ballpoint pen. That's really nice, thank you Kicker, appreciate that a lot. Obviously we do a lot of work for Kicker, a lot of business with Kicker, but look at that. So got the little 50 on there, very swish, and it's is it twisty? Yeah, pops up, pops down, nice. How sweet is that? Thanks boys, appreciate it, much love. Shouldn't be such a good Kicker dealer really, should I? Save that for some special occasions when I'm writing some big ass checks. Right then dudes, so door card's back on, that one's all finished, happy with that. So that's everything inside done. Now, should we do an unboxing? Why not? Let me just get set up. I've got the tripod ready. Lift this bad boy up in the air so you can see what's happening. Right, so this is, there we go, this is the Alpine ILX F11 5D. It's 11-inch Halo version. Obviously the Halo used to be 9, now they've done an 11-inch, so let's unbox it and see what's happening. This is the first time I've ever seen this, so bear with. So in the top we've got some plastics. Now looking at this from previous experience, there will be covers for the back of the radio and or the mechanism to make it look pretty if the mechanism is at a funny angle and you want to hide the mechanics. You can use a plastic trim. That's what they will be. We have bag of destructions, just like in this one. Now, standard course with microphone, we have a 3mm jack, various adapters which are going to allow it to stick to the headliner and or roof clip. Next up, we've got our power cable. This is the ISO to Alpine Styes radio. Now, Alpine do things a little bit different. Let's just get off the what we call the tomato tie. If you're a gardener, save these things, they're good for tying up your tomato plants. So we have our ISO. Now your big orange cable here is your reverse signal feed. The wind's just shutting the door for me. So orange and white on an Alpine system is your reverse trigger. On most other things it's kind of like more of an illumination, and Alpine do things differently as well. They're blue, white and yellow. Sorry, say that again. They're yellow and blue is the parking brake. So this would be the thing that you earth out to get the full function of your unit, or obviously when your handbrake is attached, this thing grounds out and tells the unit that you're safe to play videos and things like that. Blue on white is your remote output or amp turn on. And then traditionally with Alpines, they give you your big red with your AC, that's your ignition, and your yellow with a fuse, which is your battery. Now it can be connected to here. They bullet them so you can swap round. So if you're in a Vauxhall and your ignition and permanent live is on the wrong side, you can swap them over. Or obviously you've got a long bit, you can extend that to be on a separate power feed rather than the head unit's ISO if you want to give your head unit some extra power from somewhere else. But obviously if not, you can just plug these together and that will then work your radio as normal. So that's the ISO. Then we have a selection of mini plugs which are going to supply our subwoofer cables. So we have signal out, so that's our subwoofer. We have our rear output, RCA, and our front output. It's nice to see that they've thought about it and staggered the leads, so you're not going to get these things all at one length and kind of bunched up behind the dash and the radio like this thing, which means it's really impossible to hide away. They've staggered it so you can feed the cables out the way. Nice quality as well, and they've put some shielding on there to protect the leads. And we've got a little Molex kind of style plug on that one. Then we have our GPS puck in a blue protective bag. Nothing really much to say about this. It has Alpine's special type of GPS style antenna plug that goes into the back of the unit. There would be only one location for that. It's a small enough hockey puck style GPS antenna, nice and small, so you can hide it in various places, and if you want to, you've got the magnetic mount that it can sit on to reflect where it is inside the dash. These things don't need to be on show, they can be hidden under plastics, but obviously don't leave them underneath metal work. Like if there's an airbag above it, it's not going to work very well, but if you've got a thin plastic dashboard at the top of the dash inside, it will work. Then we move on to our extras harness. So on this one we have, let's just undo him, tomato tie. So we've got various cables and connectors on here. We have front camera input, so I'm guessing this is kind of like either a dash camera or a parking camera. Rear camera again. We've got connects to infrared, I guess, infra. So there'll be something that plugs into that will potentially give it some information through a car CAN bus system integration. We have our drive recorder input, so I'm guessing you can plug this into a hard drive or some input and output. And the green wire, which is our speed pulse sensor. You don't need to have speed pulse sensors connected, but they do say your sat nav becomes more accurate when the car can tell how fast or slow it's going. GPS works, but it is delayed. Another little plug. We have our HDMI remote output. We have an auxiliary remote output. Steering wheel controls, 3.5mm jack, and microphone in 3.5mm jack. Various other brackets that are going to hold the head unit in place, and hide or cable location could be HDMI inputs. Usually that's what those things are for. They'll locate the HDMI cable on the back and stop it from falling out under vibration. You get to screw it in and keep it there. A little bag of screws and covers, I'm guessing for trim pieces and the location or angles of the head unit once it's in its dash. We have some radio cover trim style blanks. I'm guessing a location card that you can kind of tell where your unit is going to sit and how high and proud it's going to be. Once it's fitted, it will give you that idea of where it is. Next, it's probably the screen. Just check there's nothing on the sides of them. Nope. So here we have our 11-inch monitor. So the cassette style plug-in is kept with this one. So again, locating on, and then all the power and signal will be transferred through this bar here once this is screwed into the mechanism. And then we've got various points of adjustment on the back to move the screen down or up, and adjustment on the side that you can tilt the screen backwards and forwards. It will go through a certain degrees, I'm not sure what it is, but you'll be able to move it so much to get that desired position on the dash. And it's saying here about the screws, I'm guessing if you don't put the power plate in and these two screws, it won't actually power up. And we've got a protector on the front of the screen. Various buttons on the bottom. Alpine have always been a bit touchy with their buttons. They're not really clicky type buttons, although this one, that has got a press to it. The rest of them are more like touch up and down. So that's the screen. And then very last, in its little bubble bag, we will have the mech. So this one is a single DIN chassis, whereas the Kenwoods is a double DIN. Let's just take off the cover. So not much to say. Single DIN unit, very small, very compact, nice and easy to install in a dash because it is so small. It's Mechless, obviously we don't have a CD player on this one. In the back we've got 2 USB extensions, type A. We've got 2 HDMI ports, 1 in, 1 out, power plug, and then all our accessories. GPS, DAB, digital radio, normal FM radio, and the yellow one is, what's that for? We may have to have a read on that and see what the yellow one's for. Could be camera, could be dash cam, could be something like that. And that's pretty much it. So that is the Alpine ILX F115D unboxing. Now we'll get it fitted in the car. See you in a bit. Right everyone, it's about 30 degrees in here at the minute. My arms are sweating, my t-shirt's sticking to me, it's horrible. Right, so we've got our power feeds down and run. So we've got our 4 gauge and our 6 gauge, 2 terminals there ready to go onto the battery. We've got a bracket made, just holding the fuses in, and then obviously cable tied through round and underneath. We're starting to do the cabling now, so power cable's done. We obviously need to pull out this red shit. That can be taken out, and then we're looking at head unit removal, signal cables up to where we need them, and then once they're down into the floor I can then start the head unit install, put the interior trim back in, and then everything is working to the back. But we're coming on. We are coming on. It's just, it's 30 degrees, it's too hot to work. Even with my fans on, it's boiling. You'll come back. Alright my guys. Oh, yeah, it's warm. So we are working now from our power cable, big one, little one, remote, base controller, our speaker loom and signal loom and remote loom, speaker right, speaker rear left. Now the Italians want their speaker back, so we'll give them the spaghetti, and there we go, full disclosure, that's what it looks like. So you've got power cable running A to B, the red and blue, all the way across and up to the dash, and then we've got our signal cables, speaker cables, RCA cables, base controller cables running through all the way up, and then they come out here at the top ready to go up to the new radio. And we've already done our staggered connections for our subwoofer rear output, our front channel, 2 remotes, 1 for each amp, and the front speaker cables to go to the crossovers, obviously the red for right, white for left. And that's as easy as it is. It's not hard, it's not rocket science, it's just taking a bit of pride in your work. This is the only point, because of the way that the seat is mounted, this is the only point that the power cable and the speaker cables are going to get close to each other, but I doubt, being such good cables, this will cause an interference issue, because we're going to obviously run clever, proper, you know, all the good stuff. In the back, before, as you can see from the rust, both the amps were mounted to this bolt, which we're not going to do. We're going to make a proper earth after we've sorted that out. So now we've got the cables in, we're going to flip everything over the seats, we're going to dynamat and trim this area, then we're going to move on to removing the last of the spaghetti junction down at the front, get the head unit out, do the big 11-inch, put the seat back in, and then we're pretty much here for the rest of the week, which is awesome. It's kicking my ass. I'm hot. Well, the weather's kicking my ass. This is not. This is to be honest, it's Mickey Mouse shit. It's not hard, it's just methodic working. You just think about what you're doing and plan your route from A to B. It's not hard, it's just thought process. But you end up with something nice, and I'm proud of that. I'm not proud of that. It's a shame the business is so close to my name. It's difficult. See you in a bit. Right then everyone, we've got a dynamat in. Floor is now coated. I'm now going to start putting seat in, because we've done our cabling front to back. That's now run, so I can start putting the seat back in, do the trim here, up there, remove the last of that cabling, and then once I've got the seat in, well, actually I don't know, it may be easier to do the, yeah, do you know what, actually I'm going to leave the seat out because it's a bucket seat and climbing in and out of it when my fat ass is hard enough. I'm going to get the interior out, get the head unit out, and start fitting in this new 11 inch screen. We'll do that first, yeah. See you in a bit. Right, we're approaching the end of the day, guys. We've got head unit is out, cabling, yeah, you know what I think to that. We have we've picked up various screws and things around the place, so before I get cars or move anything, we're gonna have a little tidy up tonight because I don't want to run over anything, especially with my cars. But we've got little screws, so yeah, head unit's out. We can start now connecting all the lines up, ready for where we want them. And then once the 11.1 is in, or 11 point whatever it is, 11 and a half, we've got our signal cables here ready to go in, already connected to my Alpine Loom up to the top. New fascia kit, new cabling here. Not sure what's going on with that aerial. That's not a digital aerial. We'll check that out. I'm guessing there was at one point a FACRA connection on there and the guys probably just ripped it off and wedged it in the hole. Well done. And we've got some random what's this, positive negative wiring. I'm guessing that's, yeah, that's microphone that we've got to take down. We'll fit it in a better place than next to the windscreen. Yeah, so we're nearly there. Moving on, camera cables staying, sort our kit out, get that stuff up into there, have a sweep around, sort that, and then we're building. We've got a few days building, which is great. Got to the point now I'm happy, but I'm sweating and it's late and I'm done. A little tidy up. Everything's in. We're in a good space. The stuff is tidied. Got a sweep up going on. Yeah, you hear that noise, you know what I'm taking home. I feel like I treat myself today. It's been one of them days and we've done all right. The car is on its way to being better. Once we've got the fascia kit in and the unit wired, I will be a happier bunny, because then we're basically, at some point I probably need to get down to the wood merchants, pick up some wood for it, and then start the build. I've got an idea of what I want to do in my head.
Don't freak out, don't freak out. Easy fix, puzzle code in my head. Now it's on the walls, everything is good.
And it'll be good. It'll be good. As long as I can make it happen. But other than that, guys, I think I signed off before, but I couldn't remember. A lot has happened since then. It's warm, very, very warm. So I'm gonna shut up shop, get home, get some dinner, and relax from another busy day. So see you tomorrow for part 3. Oh, ciao.